Hi Anushri, how are you?
Hi, Meenu. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good morning. So
Good
you are
morning.
speaking from Bangalore?
Gurgaon.
Oh,
I'm
you
in
are in
Gurgaon right now.
Okay.
Yes. It's raining and it's foggy, so it's
Yeah,
a cold day.
I am covered in three layers, and on top of it, it's been raining since 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I think it's raining all across India today.
Yeah. And I'm so scared because I have to attend a family function in the evening. So
Okay.
I was just going through some YouTube videos how to wear a sari and still stay warm because I'm gonna wear a sari. I'm so
Huh.
scared, what's gonna happen tonight. I will have to brave the cold.
Right. All the best for that.
Thank you. Many viewers are going to see you for the very first time. So let all our viewers know about you. So please give a brief introduction.
Yeah. So, hi, I'm Anushri Goenka. I usually live in Bangalore. Currently, I'm traveling to Gurgaon. I'm the founder of a company called Sparky. Sparky is a generative AI powered tutor, or can say AI friend for spoken English fluency. It is built for users like your viewers who understand English and who have exposure to English and they want to become confident, fluent speakers. So Sparky helps people with that. I run this company with my co-founder Namita. A little background about myself is I have 13 years of work experience across various industries. But the last 8 years I've been in consumer technology companies, and this is my second education startup. Before that, we used to run classes online for children, and before that, I was at Swiggy. I'm an MBA from IIM Ahmedabad and a computer science engineer from Dhirubhai Ambani Institute. So
Wow.
that's a little bit about me, and I love coming to your channel because I think it is. We also get great comments from some of your viewers who are
Okay.
using Sparky, and it's great to talk to people who we are building this product for.
Okay, that's amazing. As you are so experienced in this field, I would like to know something because I get comments every day. Some of them are
Hmm.
at beginner level, but many people are at
Hmm.
intermediate level. They have done their hard work and they are able to make sentences, but they are stuck at that level and what mistakes they are making because of which they
Hmm.
are not able to go to the advanced level of speaking.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's a very commonly heard thing, right? I think at a beginner level, it is very visible and clear to you that you cannot make sentences, and then you can make sentences, right? So that journey is clearer to see. At intermediate level, the journey from there to become advanced, or to become intermediate plus, is a little less clear, right? You don't know what to do, or a lot of other people, like when people practice with other learners, co-learners, etc., it's hard to find someone who's advanced. It's hard to understand what mistakes you're making, right? So it becomes a little more nuanced, I would say. It's a common thing. There are, maybe today I can talk about some common mistakes that intermediate learners make. But if I were to say what is the way to get from intermediate to advanced, I would say it is more and more exposure to using the language, right? So using it for conversation, keep doing that, keep practicing. Even from beginner to advanced, that's the same type of thing.
Right.
The difference is in beginner to advanced, you can learn some things, right? Like you can learn some simple sentence structures. You can do things that are basically like, practice common conversations, like introducing yourself, right? Now, for an intermediate learner to go to the next level, those things don't help that much. What helps more is variety of conversation, right? Or variety of even content, right? Like if you now are at a level where your English is better, you can probably watch TV shows in English. You can read. I'm sure most people can read already, but watching is different because the speed is higher, right? It's easier to read. More people are able to
Right,
read
right.
English, but not so many people are able to follow a English movie, right? Because the speed of speaking is higher. There's also accent.
Right.
But the other thing you can do is listen to Indian people talking in English, right? Like we are doing right now.
Mhm.
So that helps. The accent problem is not there. But at the same time, you're hearing slightly more advanced users speaking. And what we provide in Sparky is basically a very large variety of conversations. For advanced users, they have done the basic things. They can say their introduction, they can say some basic things about themselves, or basic things about their family or work. Now you want to get to the next level. So Sparky offers hundreds of topics that you can talk about. Try talking about random things, right? Try talking about music, try talking about your favorite films, try talking about what's happening in the world around you. Maybe it's something in the news, maybe it is pollution, whatever, right? So having a wider range of practice for intermediate users is one of the best ways to sort of move ahead. You'll get exposed to new vocabulary, you'll get exposed to new types of things that you want to communicate, right? You'll struggle, but then you'll figure out how to do it.
Right. And Sparky can help them do that, right?
So maybe we could see a demo video for some of the new viewers who may not know how Sparky works, so we can see that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Introducing Sparky, your voice-first AI friend for building spoken English fluency. Sparky is a friendly fox you can speak in English with even if you don't speak well. Sparky gently corrects you and also shares feedback on everything you say.
I did not got invited for my friend's birthday and I'm very sad. I didn't knew she did not want to be friends with me.
Oh no, Each conversation is designed to give you practice on specific language concepts or topics relevant to your life. Sparky keeps the conversation going so it never gets boring and helps and supports learners. If you're stuck for words, Sparky suggests what you could say. If you don't understand something Sparky said, you can easily see the meaning and even translate it to a language of your choice. Want to hear something again? You can just hit replay. You can also choose the accent and speed for Sparky's voice.
Hello. Would you like me to speak faster or slower or in a different style?
Over time, it creates your personalized learning path to give you more practice on the specific mistakes that you make. If you don't feel like always talking, you can try out some fun interactive games designed to build vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar. You can also read stories and articles with Sparky, and Sparky will highlight the mispronounced words in red. Users see Sparky as a friend and enjoy talking to it.
I want to share a few things with you. In friendship, I always try to put my efforts in my all possible best ways. Then also, I am always being treated like an option. What to do about it?
Very soon, underconfident, struggling learners gain confidence, get over the stress and embarrassment, and begin to have meaningful conversations about things important to them. This
Feedback is really important. If they keep making the same mistakes and nobody is going to tell them what mistakes they are making, then they will be, they will never work on them.
And you
are going to tell them. Yeah,
you also pick up mistakes from other people, right? You think that this person is speaking very well.
Correct.
You are listening to them, but they're making the same mistakes. So you learned new mistakes.
Yeah. And
so
intermediates speak more confidently also, but sometimes they are not aware what mistakes they are making.
Yeah. But yeah, feedback is very important so that you can find these mistakes which are not easy to understand. But let me share some mistakes that are common for intermediate learners here.
Okay.
Yeah, let me just put up a presentation so it's easy for people to see what I'm saying. At the same time, they can also go back and forth in the video if they want to revise something. Let's talk about the first one. Right? So this I see a lot of very advanced speakers also do, right? Even when the vocabulary is very good and they're able to completely talk very well, a lot of people miss articles, right? So, an incorrect statement is something like I sit on chair. The correct thing is I sit on a chair. Right. Another example is I took jacket from him, right? You say I took a jacket or I took the jacket, right? Now it's also for a lot of people it's not clear when to use when to use the.
Yes.
Right. Now is basically used for something that you say any. It's any jacket. It's any chair, right? Or it is any house. The is used when you're talking about a specific thing, right? So if you left your jacket at your friend's house and you tell me, "Ki, can you bring it?" If I say I took a jacket from him, then you'll be like, which jacket? Any jacket won't do, right? I want my
Right,
jacket back. That
Correct.
particular white jacket, right? So then I took the jacket, or I forgot the jacket in my friend's house, right? So this is a very, very common error.
Yeah, I think everyone makes this.
Okay, we'll go to the next one. Wrong prepositions. And I think prepositions first, let me just explain quickly what it is, right? Prepositions are parts of your sentence which tells you the position of something with respect to something else, right? If I say I am in front of you, I am behind you, or I am on top of the, I don't know, top of the building, or I'm at the bottom of the stairs. It tells you with respect to you, I'm in front or behind, or with respect to, a queue, I'm at the front of the queue, or I'm at the end of the queue, right? So those are the things with respect to the queue, right? A lot of people use wrong prepositions, which actually here it's not just that it's wrong, it actually communicates a different meaning. If you use a different proposition, the meaning changes, right? So the first one is just wrong, right? Like, I am good in English. This too, I've heard so many people speak.
Yes, I have heard everyone say this with, when I have
Yeah,
conversations
I
with
want to
people.
become good in English, right? It's not English, it's at English, right?
Yes.
Similarly, this was a friend who just said it to me a couple of days back. He was waiting for me somewhere, and he said, "I'm standing on the traffic signal," right?
Yeah, this
So
one
now,
completely changes the meaning.
yes, and if you see the image on the right side,
Correct.
that is what standing on the traffic signal means, right? You're
Yes.
standing on top of it, right? But what the right way to say it is you're standing at the traffic signal.
Correct. In front of it, or maybe behind it.
Meaning completely changes,
Correct.
right? And standing, and the reason that this mistake comes in, many mistakes come into our language because we are translating from our native language, right?
Right.
So in Hindi, if you see, मैं यहाँ पर खड़ा हूँ,
So I would
right?
say,
तो
yeah.
पर
Traffic signal पर खड़ा हूँ, तो
यहाँ पर
that would
खड़ा
come
हूँ,
on. Yeah.
सिग्नल पर खड़ा हूँ, मैं सीढ़ी के ऊपर खड़ा हूँ, मैं छत पर खड़ा हूँ, right?
Right.
In Hindi, the par is used to mean right?
On, correct.
And that's how we use, when we translate it in our minds, we think par hai to on hoga. But in English, it means different things.
Yeah.
Location is at, on means on top of.
Right.
Right? Like, it has to be above that thing. I'm standing on the carpet.
Correct.
So,
and a similar sentence is, I am sitting on the dining table, instead of saying I am sitting at the dining table.
करेक्ट लॉट ऑफ पीपल से वही है, क्योंकि मैं टेबल पर बैठा हूँ, हिंदी में हम वो बोलते हैं, तो वो दैट्स हाउ दे ट्रांसलेट इट, एंड दैट्स हाउ दिस कम्स इनटू रेगुलर यूसेज, एंड यू हियर अदर पीपल सेइंग इट, एंड देन दैट्स व्हाट यू आर लर्निंग फ्रॉम पीपल हु
Correct. We pick up so many mistakes from others, thinking that they are very good at it.
Yeah. I think I should make one graphic of the on the dining table also. I think it'll be a really funny graphic.
Yeah. So let's move to the next one.
Yeah. So incorrectly used present continuous tense. This happens also very, very commonly, right? People will say, I am doing yoga every day, right? Now that is wrong. You say, I do yoga every day, right? Or and this is also, actually, maybe this is not coming from Hindi. I don't know why people make this mistake, but in Hindi, actually, it's different. If you say, I'm doing yoga every day, that means मैं रोज योगा कर रही हूँ.
That is not correct.
You will actually
say that, na?
You want to say मैं रोज योगा करती हूँ.
Correct.
Right? So that कर रही हूँ is used when you want to show that you are in the process of doing it. But if there's something that you do every day, right? It's a habit.
Right.
Or if it is a state means this is how it is, right? I am knowing this is wrong because it's a state, like I know this. I either know this or I don't know this, right? So you will not say, you're not in the process of knowing it.
Correct.
You know it, right? So I am knowing, this is one example. She is liking coffee. She likes coffee because that's how it is.
Correct. Because it's not as if, it's like as if you are in a process of liking it from the first sip to the last sip. It's not like that.
Yes.
You start
It's
like
not like that. You're saying
on the,
it is aisa hai, this is how it is. She likes coffee. Someone else does not like coffee.
Yes.
So she dislikes coffee. But that when it's a state or it's a habit, like, this is also a state, like this car is belonging to my dad. I am belonging to a small town. People say that I'm belonging to Delhi. But no, it's not a process of belonging, right? You
Correct.
are from there. That is the truth. That is a fact. So you said, I belong to Delhi. This
Correct.
car belongs to my dad, right? The present continuous tense has to be used only when you are saying something is a process.
When that you are in process of doing that, then only.
Yes, that is going on. That is happening right now. Right?
Yeah,
So
happening
I
when
am
you are saying
talking
that.
to you.
Correct.
Yeah, I am talking to you. Or yesterday, something, the doorbell rang when I was talking to you. So that is when I was in the process of talking to you that something
Correct.
happened, or this is how it is,
Yeah.
the right way to use that.
Here only present indefinite should come because it is a habit, state, or a fact.
Yes. And most of these things, I feel like, people need not know these terms, right? You just said indefinite, right? Many
Yeah.
people will wonder, oh, I don't know what that is, right? And it's okay if you don't know what it is called.
If they just
If you-
understand the usage, it's okay.
Yes. You just have to understand the usage, and the more you interact with someone, that usage comes to you naturally without knowing the terms of what this type of grammar construct is called. It just comes to you naturally.
Correct.
Right. This is another one where people translate directly, right? What they're trying to say in their native language, they just say this translation of that thing, but the
Start the
phrase
fan,
is wrong.
Pankha chalu kar do. It means that.
Yes, right. So that's what people do, and there's so many varieties of this direct translation that people do. Right? But there is in English you will not say start. You will say put on the fan, switch on the fan, turn on the fan.
Correct.
Right. So because the action involved is to put on a switch, right? You're going and putting a button on. So that's how, that's what you say. This is another one which is extremely common, use of only. And all of us are, guilty of this. Even I do that sometimes,
Yes,
right?
I think I have also done this a few times.
A lot of people do it,
Today
right? And
only.
this is only an Indian people thing, right? No other English speakers in the world say it. Only Indians say it. This ending a statement with only, and this is typically used when they have to give emphasis to something. If I tell you, do it today only, finish your homework today only. Why am I saying it? Because I want you to make sure that it happens today. I'm giving extra attention and extra emphasis. If I say do it today, it's different from saying do it today only, right?
Correct.
You're giving emphasis. Or, you're sort of, in Hindi, the way that comes is aaj hi karna.
So we are translating
आज करना
he to only.
करेक्ट क्योंकि वो he वाला there is no direct translation in English for he.
Now
right?
he can be explained by only or itself.
Yes, so and that itself is something that changes in different. He हर जगह he होता है, but the itself is not itself everywhere. Today के साथ itself आएगा, right? Like वैसे मैंने ही किया था, मैंने ही दिया था, right? अब वो it is related to me, so it can't be itself. It'll be I myself did it.
Yes.
Right? So today के साथ it'll be itself. With me, it'll be myself, and stuff like that. And maybe sometimes you'll have to find some other words to say it. कि वो ही jacket लाना, right? So then you'll say something like that. कि get me that particular jacket or that specific jacket. Now you can't say itself. You can't say myself.
Correct.
Right. So
right.
It's not a single word that will go across scenarios and match all of the places that you use only. But this use of only is the wrong way to do it. You'll have to stress a little bit your brain to figure out what is the right thing to say it. But at least knowing these mistakes, you start observing these mistakes. Even if you don't know the correct thing, you'll get to the correct thing. But first step is to start noticing them, start observing them in your own speech, in someone else's speech, and then slowly you sort of figure out what is the right way to say it.
Yes.
So, another way to do this is, with Sparky, where you can ask Sparky. How do I do this? How should I say it? Is this the correct way to say it? So that's another way you can use Sparky. Right?
Yeah, I think beauty of Sparky is that, when I have conversations with people, it's very difficult for me to pinpoint each and every mistake, and it breaks the flow. If I keep prompting, if I keep pointing out the mistakes, it breaks the flow, and then the other person will not be able to talk freely. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's very good
You
here
can't
that
do it. It's
Yeah.
rude with someone
Yes.
else. Yeah.
It looks rude even if the other person says that I want you to correct my mistakes. Even then, if I keep pointing out, then how
Yeah.
will the conversation happen?
Yes, yes. And it
Yeah.
also somehow people feel more embarrassed when, a human is correcting them versus a
Yes.
product is correcting them and AI is correcting them, right?
Correct.
This is again one that I hear a lot of people making. They don't know the difference of many and much, right? They're both words that are used to signify quantity,
Correct.
right? Quantity or amount of something, right? So when do you use much and when do you use many? Many is used for something that is countable.
Yes.
You should be able to say 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So you can say one bottle, 2 bottles, 3 bottles, 4 bottles, right? But can you say 1 milk, 2 milk, 3 milk, 4 milk?
No,
You can't,
Yeah.
right? You'll say 1 liter of milk, that is countable. 1 liter, 2 liter, 3 liter, right? So if you say, I drink 5 liters of milk, right? So then you can use many.
Yes.
How many liters of milk do you drink?
Yes.
But if you use milk only, which is not countable, then you'll say, how much milk do you use?
Yes.
Right? Then you can't say how many milk, right? So some examples are people say this, that I am not taking much holidays, right? Much is countable. 1, 2, 3, 4, right?
No,
How
it is
many
not.
holidays?
So we
It is
can't say much
countable.
holidays.
You can say many holidays, but if you are saying time, how much time will you be away?
Yes.
Right? That time is not countable. Hours is countable, right? Now you'll say time is countable in hours, but that means hours is countable. You can't say 1 time, 2 time, 3 time. You can say 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yes.
So if you say I will be away for 5 hours, so that is many hours. But if you say I'm away for a large amount of time, there's no counting there. Then that is a much case, right? This is another one which I have heard recently, using much in place of very,
Okay.
right? Someone recently also said it is too much cold.
Oh, okay.
Right? It is very cold.
Yeah. I've also heard
Right?
that recently. Yeah. It's too much.
Yeah. Yeah. So one is confusing much with many. The second is using much in place of very.
Yes.
Right? So you'll say it's very cold today, or you can use the ideal way to say it is to use, if your vocabulary is better, you will say it's freezing cold, or you'll have another way to describe that very, very, like people say very, 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 like if you say very, very big, then you say some other word, you say it's large,
Yes.
or you say it is humongous, or it's gigantic, right? But if it's okay if you don't have those words in your vocabulary, you can say very, but you cannot say much, right? So like he's not very much talented, it is very much cold, it is too much cold. Those are wrong ways to do it. You can in this example, right, he is not very talented, you can use many here, and if you say talents, right, so he does not have many talents, right?
Yes.
Or he's not very talented, or stuff like that, right? I think this is another common error. So please, notice these kinds of errors in your speech. Be aware to not pick up these errors. If you hear someone else saying it, at least knowing that this is an error will help you not pick it up.
Yeah.
Help
Just
you not
being
absorb
aware
it.
also helps.
Yes.
Instead of saying it's too much cold, they can say it's quite cold. It's very
It's quite cold.
Yeah, it's freezing
Yes.
cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing that a lot of Indians make, I just thought of that. The word too, TOO, right? If it's too cold, that's actually not correct. The thing too has to be used with too cold to, right? Like too cold to go out,
Yeah.
right? It's too something, like you can't just say it's too cold. Then you have to say it's very cold. But if you say
then-
too, then you say, he's too rich to care about 1,000 rupees, or it's too cold to go out today, right?
So the expression is too, and it has to be finished with to something.
Yes, and the first two is TOO, the second two is TO.
TO. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
I think mostly people use it now like TOO only, and they skip the other part.
Yes, they leave the other part. They'll say it's too good.
Yeah,
right?
they use to in place of very now.
Yes, so you'll say it's very good, or you use another word. It's brilliant. It's mind blowing.
Amazing. You're too good. People say like that now.
Yeah. But it's not too good. It could be you're too good to be true.
Yeah, it's too good to be
Something
true.
like that.
Correct.
Yes. So that's the correct usage of it. So those are some examples I had, Meenu. Anything,
Okay.
from your experience, anything that you can think of?
Yeah, I think just moving from intermediates to advanced is not just about these new vocabularies and advanced words. It's about, if you gather information about various topics, if you just talk about food with everyone and you talk about food for 30 days in a month, then you won't be
Yeah.
able to develop good vocabulary because the topic is the same. And if you
Yes.
start talking about various topics, then you will definitely become better at your vocabulary and
Yeah.
you pick up new sentences and new ways to express your ideas.
Yeah, and it also makes you more comfortable in the sense that you are not learning something up, right? Like if you talk about food for 30 days, then what you're doing is you're practicing the same thing and you're trying to learn it by heart.
Correct.
I think that is just, I don't even recommend it for beginners to learn something by heart, but at least at beginner level, it can help, right? At intermediate level, learning by heart will not help you at all. What you have to do is practice time and again, practice different topics, practice different types of sentence structures, and you are now moving to a place where this should become like muscle memory. Muscle memory is what they say. See, your brain doesn't have to actively be engaged. The muscles all do it by themselves, right? Like if you're a child who learns to walk has to put all their attention into how to walk. Right now, you don't have to think of how to walk. Your body will walk by itself, right?
Correct.
That's where your language is trying to go now. You have crossed that period when the child is trying to walk. Now you're able to walk. Now you're going to try to walk faster. You're trying to run, and you're trying to get to a place where it's not even something that you think about. To do that, you need to have more variety, and you need to start treating it as a medium of communication. Okay, when I want to communicate some ideas, when I want to have some conversation, English is as good as any other language to do it, right? It's not that if you restrict English to only practice time, okay, this is my half an hour to study, then it has a different place in your life. You have to bring it to a place in your life where it is much more commonplace. Have conversations about anything, right? And because people find that having a conversation partner hard, where will they find this conversation partner who will talk about many different types of things, or who is giving them feedback, who is not giving them new mistakes that they don't make are not being fed into their language, etc., right? So I think that's why we built Sparky, and it plays that role very well. You can do it whenever you want. You can do 5 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, how much ever you want to use. You can talk about hundreds of different topics. Use it for feedback, right? Like we see about 40-50% of our users see the feedback actively. A lot of users don't see the feedback. My recommendation would be see the feedback. Right, so it comes after you say something, it comes as a little icon below it. You have to click it and then you get to see feedback. So you don't have to see in every sentence. You can let the conversation flow, but at least sometimes see the feedback and become aware of the mistakes you're making. And we're also developing it in Sparky further, that Sparky keeps track of which mistakes you're making. And then later it sort of brings it back to you saying, these are your common mistakes. Everyone's common mistakes may not be the same, right? So for every single person, it will personalize to say that your mistakes, these are your top 3 mistakes, and let's sort out or solve these mistakes, right? So that's how we are building it to be extremely personal to every single learner. Everybody is at a different level. Everybody makes different kinds of mistakes. They have different interests, right? So everyone should be able to use it for their particular need. And so I would recommend that people give it a try if they've not tried it. It's a free product. You can download it. You can try it for 30 minutes. If you like it, you can subscribe. It's very, very affordable also. It's, if you take a longer plan, 3-month plan, 6-month plan, is less than 100 rupees a month, right? Which is nothing. And what it will, the impact it has on people's life is worth a lot, right? People move up to like 30-40% higher salary, etc., right? So I would say definitely give it a shot. It's like a friend in your pocket that was available for you whenever you want to.
It's like your personal trainer. So it gives individual attention. And you will feel like your personal trainer is there because it knows what mistakes you made in the past.
Yeah.
You get the link in the description of this video. Please download it and try it for free for 30 minutes. You will get to know how useful it is. And then you can take the 6 months or 3 months plan, which will be very good for you. And I think intermediates should try speaking on different topics on which they have never spoken before. That will challenge them to speak more and enhance their vocabulary. And if they don't
Yeah.
have a speaking partner, then Sparky is there. They can speak with Sparky, and they should definitely notice what mistakes they made.
Yeah. And tell us in comments, if you come across any other common mistakes which we have not spoken about today, it would be great if you can share with us in comments, and maybe we'll also learn some more.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us today. And your tips and tricks would be very useful to my viewers. And it was such a lovely session. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Meenu. Lovely speaking to you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you.